Says we're already live. I just don't get this. All right. I guess I'll have to stop being live somehow. So I gotta close this. I apologize, everybody. I'm getting ready to do a show. We're going to talk about this fantastic software coding tool. It's an AI genie in the bottle, basically, that writes software for you and deploys it. So I'm going to get this going here soon, but man, I may have to put this off for about an hour and make sure that this thing settles. All right, bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Joe Baker's Remedy Report. We're going to talk today about basically a genie in a bottle, this software called Replit Agent. And it's at replit.com, Replit. And let's get into it and talk about this fascinating tool. I'll tell you my experiences with it firsthand. I've been using it to write a trading bot, something that I hope to do. Let me put in a quick plug for digital communications research. It's my consulting operations where we do things like AI, machine learning, email servers, encryption, Bitcoin, crypto, voice over IP phones, firewalls, VPNs, Linux, file servers, document management systems, terminal server solutions, LTSP. I haven't done that in a while, but man, it's something I was really excited about. Whistleblower support, Wine, that's for running Windows programs on Linux, desktop support, training, WordPress, Proxmox, Zimber email. I'm going to take that off. I've got lots of experience with it, but they stopped with their open source project. All right. This is the website of Replit. And so we got the CEO here. And he's got an interesting name. I think he'll say it. Let's let him say it. Well, you can see this if you go to the website. Amajad Masad. Very nice. It's nice to be able to hear his name. Hello up there. All right, here we go. So this is the tool. Where do I go for this? Back here. Well, I guess we're looking not just at the website, but at my desktop for it or something. Craft the perfect plan, describe your goals, and then the agent will develop a tailored plan. It's currently best at building web apps. Keep tabs on progress. Yeah, it's pretty pretty cool. Um, Test and deploy. And they've got hosting arrangements that you can buy to do it. This is the project I've been doing. It's called Project Eclipse. I don't know why that's just the name that showed up in there. I want to call it Hedgy. This was my first attempt at doing it, and then something didn't go right. And I mean, to tell you the truth, I've had problems, but these are all things they're working out. But all these files, right, were invented when I told it what I wanted it to do. So I've got a document that I've been working on for months basically, and it talks about it outlines what the project is supposed to be and the guiding principles of the software. Like, it's going to be a trading bot, which means it's going to autonomously watch the markets and trade XRP versus the dollar versus Bitcoin, things like that. And it'll watch for the trends, and it'll watch for when when a ramp up in price runs out of steam, and then it'll bet on the price going down, and then it'll make money as it goes down. And when that descent runs out of steam, then it'll switch gears and bet on it going back up again. So this, I'm hoping this could make me maybe 6 to 12% on a good day. Maybe on a bad day, I might lose some money. But overall, I'm betting that this is going to increase my earnings and help it all grow. So I know a little bit about all this stuff, everything from hosting, running data centers, that kind of thing. And I know about Python programming a little bit. I know about cryptocurrencies a lot. I know about stuff with DevOps. I know some of that. And it's like, wow, this has been one of the most enjoyable things for me to look at. And so I posted that in. Let's see, it goes down in this corner. It's where you talk to it. It's got me timed out right now because I hit a usage limit. And they're telling me that it'll reset after October 7th. And it's like, what? I mean, it did do an enormous amount of work. I mean, let's look at all these all these things that it wrote in here. Oh, wait a minute. There's things I shouldn't show you, like my exchange keys. Here's the Git file. So I have to be careful about a lot of stuff. All these things it wrote. Branches. I mean, a lot of this I don't really know that much about. These are directories, some of these. Some of these are just, what do you call them? Log files. Orderbook.py. So here I described I want them to look at the order book in real time and keep it in memory inside of a GPU. And then it'll be constantly re-summarizing on the various time frame windows to give, to test for candlestick signals in trading. They have these signals, and I don't even know them all. There's a head and shoulders. There's That's the only one that comes to mind right now. And so anyway, I'm having it collect and amass all this information about trading. And and then here's the console. Can I run the project? Wow, I sure can. It's loading all this stuff. All this stuff it wrote. And here's what you can do. You can buy a server that's always on, the reserved virtual machine. This will look different when you look at it at a different resolution. They seem to prefer this kind of orientation. I am just zooming this up for our display purposes on the show so you can read it. But looks like you can do the, and a reserve VM are billed hourly starting at 0.8 of a cent. So it's a little less than a penny an hour, which is kind of cool. And then they've got so those are for long running apps. And this would be, but I really want to install it on my laptop. So I'm going to see about building a virtual server farm environment inside my laptop with a project called Proxmox that runs containers and virtual machines, and then run a reverse proxy server on there called HA Proxy. And then I can not only do that, I can run a bunch of websites in my laptop. This is a lot for me. It's exciting to be able to do all this. To have a laptop that has this kind of power is just extraordinary. So here's the progress thing over here. I guess we can zoom. We can go back in history here. And it's just typing all this stuff up. And it does things that result in errors, things that you would guess would actually work, but maybe in fact don't. And see if I can get this to scroll up. I'll go all the way to the top. All right. So it created here the main.py file, and it's importing all these other tools that go along with Python. Stuff that deals with risk management, trading, exchange connectivity. Exchanges are they're businesses that deal with lots of different types of currency or stocks, and you can talk to the exchange and tell them, all right, buy this much, or put in an order to buy so much of Bitcoin when it gets down to this price. When it meets my price that I want to pay for it, put in that order. And it may never get to that price. You may never actually end up owning that Bitcoin, but when that price does match, the company that performs the exchange purpose will execute that transaction on your behalf. So there's all these kinds of things. And what else? Order book analysis. We're going to have that. The order book is interesting thing, because in the exchange we mentioned, like if I put in an order to buy Bitcoin at a certain price, then my order shows up in what's called the order book. And this stuff is, let's see if I can, might as well put me up full screen here. So, so there becomes, this massive constellation of data points of all these different orders, and people want to buy in at certain prices or whatever. And so I want to analyze that. I want to be able to see where the trends are happening. Is more stuff filtering into the bottom half, where people are trying to maybe sell. Well, the bottom, they probably want to buy. When the price goes down, they want to buy. And when the price is above, they want to sell. They want a higher price for the Bitcoin that they have. So, yeah, I'm really thrilled about it. It did so much progress on this, and it was running really fast, I have to say. I've watched AI, large language models, perform. I've seen some that are blazingly fast, like 1,200 characters per second. Not characters, they call them tokens. I would say this was in the range of maybe 200 tokens per second, which was pretty dang fast. Watching the screen just paint and a bunch of Python programming appearing before my eyes is extraordinary. I had some problems with buying, and I bought the account. That was okay, but the questions that they ask in the beginning, first they ask, some of the things are, is this for work? Is it for personal use? Or then there was a third option that didn't really come close. For me, it's kind of both. I mean, personal is my business. So, in a business, they're looking for teams, because this also has team integration. Someone described it as like a Google Doc for many team members to work on. So you could have 10 people, they could all be sharing the same project, but each one has a different window into the same data. Their cursor can be in different places, they can be looking at different files. And I guess each of them can operate independent AI to perform certain revision tasks on the code. And now you're not having to tell it how to write in Python. You're telling it what you want it accomplished, and it does that for you, writing it in Python, or I guess whatever language. Pretty much Python and web apps seem to be its strengths right now. Some of the things I'm wanting to see from Replit, like I say, I want their tools to be able to operate on my development system wherever it is. Like, I don't necessarily want their hosting, because first of all, their hosting doesn't seem to offer GPUs, which is ironic. They're doing an AI based system, and they don't have GPUs to assist with the math. I hope that changes. But I think there are ways that you can access GPUs from other hosting services. So, and I'm thinking maybe there's a way I can make my GPU available over the internet to this development system, so it could use it as a math coprocessor type of thing. Anyway, I'm having a great experience. I feel like I'm being held hostage here. They wrote me this message. Um, I'll show it to you. It says over here, I don't know, can I zoom in on this somehow? Um, you've hit the usage limit for Replit Agent. Your usage will be reset after 2024 10. It's October and the 7th, because yesterday was the 7th. So they're going out a whole month. And if you would like to an increased quota, share what you're building with the Replit Agent on X and your username and tag us. So I think I'm Remedy Report is my username up here. Yep. And let's see what it says in here. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Let's look at the usage and the billing stuff. I paid $120, which was the price after a 60% discount for a year. They gave me also, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know this was part of the deal, and I don't know if it'll always be, but they gave me 4 months of Perplexity Pro, which is kind of cool as a benefit to all this. Usage period September resets. Let's see what I did. I mean, what did I do? Storage here. Project Eclipse. It calls it 1 gigabyte. It's actually consumed a gigabyte of data already in storage. That's probably, like a virtual container, an operating system, and the code. Quota used 2% of my storage. So looks like about 20 gigabytes, I would guess, is. Oh, the quota is 50 gigabytes. And and let's see, outbound transfer, gigabytes. Not a lot going on there. Get unlimited repls. Replits. Repls, I think, are these applications that you can have. Collaborators, I don't know why it shows 3. Development time. Wow. I've used 1,807 minutes of development time. Wow. Let's see how many hours that is. If we divide that by 60, 3 times 6 is 18. That's 300 hours? Wow, mind is blown. And that's in one day. And I don't know, maybe I'm just looking at this for the first time. It's not obviously minutes in terms of the way we think of things, but minutes in terms of maybe how much concentrated CPU power or something is being done. Deployment, outbound data transfer. Looks like I get 100 gigabits. I'm not touching that at all. Compute hours. Nothing accrued. Auto scale deployments. $1.25 per million. Oh, scheduled deployments, static deployments, Postgres. So they've got databases that we can use, and Postgres is one of them. Here, I'll take my picture off of here so you can see the bottom. But yeah, let's see what else they have here. Here's an extension thing. API request tester, a UI for making requests to REST and GraphQL's APIs, JavaScript commands, verified extensions that have been reviewed, JSON editor, prettier code formatter. Oh, that looks nice. Magic. A Git porcelain inside of Emacs. I like Emacs. It's a nice editor. I mean, I do. I don't do a lot with it. I mean, probably the most I've done with Emacs is the search and replace features. And sometimes I can get into the menus for Emacs, and then I can do more exotic things. But that was one of the first things with artificial intelligence types of languages that I was exposed to anyway. I mean, I didn't do much with the artificial intelligence back then. Google Cloud Auth. So you can manage resources on the Google Cloud platform. Wow, that's pretty cool. Snippet Vault. REPL.tv. Stream editing your REPL to everyone and anyone. Secrets generator. Set the value of your secrets to random generated values. The secrets function that it has is really cool. So anyway, these are plugins, and I imagine there's going to be more. Looks like you can build an extension. Bounties. Look at this. So if you're a programmer, well, I don't know. You may be able to do this without. Well, heck, work with a top Replit creator to bring your ideas to life. Find a service. Skip posting a bounty and hire one of our top bounty hunters directly. A custom GPT chatbot. A top bounty hunter will create a chat GPT clone for you that can answer questions about specific AI integrated web app. Hire an AI startup team. Hire a full-service AI team to design, build, and launch an AI product. Replit has several experienced and vetted Google API integration, login, Discord bot with 10 commands, full stack web app. Well, people are doing this stuff, targeting prices around here $650. Web scraper data collector. Well, this is interesting because add generic lending to CCXT. I think that's an exchange. We want to start with the Gate.io, Bitfinex, and MEC acceptance criteria, but there are several heart-to-heart, emotional bandwidth tracking controls for couples, bandwidth scores calculated from Apple Watch data, sleep, exercise, heart rate, etc. So that's interesting. Teams, you can get other people on your team, and they each have access. I don't have a team, I don't think. So I guess we looked at usage already, the billing stuff, and deployments, home. How modern teams build software. Let's take a look at this. Replit Teams starts at $40 a month. Launchpad for your teams. See, and then that's the the development part of it, but then there's hosting it on staging servers and that type of thing. So those can cost a little more. I don't know. I'm not paying any more, for those kind of things right now. And at least it's starting up my web server, and it's having me test. It asks me to test the different pages, to click on the different links and see what happens. Those are the kinds of things that I've done. Let's see what they say about Replit Core here. That's what I have. The essential membership experience for builders. Code faster than ever with premium AI features, exclusive access to the most powerful AI models, and advanced features like code generation, completion, and chat. Fast and secure coding environments. Get extra development power with 4 CPU, virtual CPUs with 8 gigs of RAM, dev machines, and private coding environments. Postgres database, fast development with auto scale. Deploy any project with one click. Adjust your resources on the fly. So, like if you're getting a lot of extra, I think auto scale might mean if you're getting a lot of web traffic and it's kind of overloading your server, it can automatically scale up and give you more more web servers, and probably a load balancer in front of that to manage the traffic and handle the load. Member support. Receive direct, private, one-to-one support and assistance from our dedicated team of experts. I don't know if I've had the greatest. I did send some messages to their support team. It was like late on a Friday night, I think, is when I signed up for this. And I was having problems even getting through the front pages. I couldn't get into the development area through the web page on my laptop. I had to, because they had some kind of glitch. It was like trying to identify me as, are you a business? Are you personal? And, and almost every time I'd go through it, I'd be thinking about it a different way, and I'd answer the questions in a different approach. And, I guess I'm always one of these really unusual use cases, because I don't know. I test the boundaries. I go places in software that nobody else goes in, and so I'm kind of good as like a beta tester or something like that to find. That's how it seems anyway. I found my way into an app on a cell phone. You can do this from a cell phone too, which is kind of interesting. You can they market that you can code from your cell phone. Let's see, Replit. I apologize. I'll just hold the phone up in front of the camera. Let's see how that works out. Here it is. We go into Project Eclipse. I think Eclipse is an IDE, integrated development environment, and maybe they're using that. I don't know. The environment kind of looks like WS Code, to tell you the truth. So here they have they've developed a list of all the things needed to deploy. It's kind of like the README that you would find on GitHub for a project. And Hedgie, the personal hedge fund management system. Hedgie is a personal hedge fund management system for cryptocurrency trading using Flask and vanilla JavaScript with basic autonomous trading capabilities and detailed reporting. Prerequisites: a laptop with an NVIDIA GPU, Proxmox installed on the laptop, Docker and Docker Compose installed, and setting up Proxmox. They're telling you how to do all this. It wrote all of this, all of these instructions. Configuring HA proxy. It's already configured in the Docker Compose file. It will automatically route traffic to the Hedgie application. Wow. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so there's that. Let's see if I go back. Is there anything else I can do on Hedgie? Oh, it has progress and output that it shows on there. I've created a plan for a Streamlit-based web application to visualize and analyze stock data from Yahoo Finance. The app will allow, I think this is a different one. I started it twice, and then I had to approve it. And you check the parts that you want it to work on, and then you click that approve plan and start. And then there's, let's see, the output. What does that say over there? Anything? Yeah, well, that's just some of the stuff, and it's so I was able to actually start a little bit with the cell phone, and then the next day, what did I do? The trick that I used to get through the web page on the laptop was I chose the free personal account. I mean, I'd already paid for it, but the way that I got through the crazy logic that was keeping me at this ingestion site was I clicked on the free part, and that got me in, and then it recognized me as a paid person, I think. I mean, I got to check this out. I got to see if I'm actually getting the quotas that I'm entitled to, because it sure seems to me that after one day of coding, well, I guess if I actually used 1,800 hours of of computation power in one day, well, that's quite a lot, right? I've been reluctant to use a cloud-based software like this to develop the code. I've wanted to use things like GPT Pilot that runs locally on my machine and uses my own GPU, and because I've got a nice laptop. But I saw this. I heard about Replit on Kyle Shannon's show on TikTok. He's on YouTube too. You can watch the reruns from the night before on YouTube. And it's called AI Learning Labs. And he's funny as hell to watch and entertaining. Um, One of these guys who has kind of the rare gifts of the intersection of theater, um, advertising, um, and technology. Like, he's like, this is the beginning of the internet all over again, and he remembers and recollects that he's got a dog that sings. He plays the guitar, and the dog sings along, howls. Champy is the dog's name, and it's great that he does it now every night of the week except Saturday and Sunday. So I saw it on Friday, and he was just so excited about what he was doing and showing. And he'll just test these out, and he'll write some bizarre software program. He wrote this map um, where people can put a pin on a map and talk about memories that happened to them at that location in history, and they can put videos up or pictures. He wrote the full stack for this whole thing right on the show, and it was amazing. And he was testing it out and uploading pictures and stuff to it. And I think he said he was paying $30 a month just for what he was doing. And I was just so astounded to watch this stuff streaming so quickly. The text, the feedback, the programming, the thoughtful AI code going back and forth. That I was like, I need to buy this. I need to get in. I need to buy the discount. And so there's like a 60% discount on it for buying a year. And and then then I guess because I bought that, I ran into all these other glitches about with the not being able to get into the user interface. So then I counterintuitively thought, well, maybe if I just take the path of the free user, I'll be able to get in past all the questions on the website. So, well, that's what I've got for you so far, and this is great. We'll see what happens. I hope they will increase my quota so I can be a happy camper. And I'm almost panicked about the urgency of my project to get a trading bot going to leverage the markets and to provide liquidity, and to kind of pull the market back down when it's getting too hot. And that's one of the things. A friend said, talked about the common misconception where they say that the AI trading bots will crash the markets, or will make them make something go up too high or whatever. And there could be manipulation, right? But I countered and I said, no, if you have automated bots that are out there, working on the markets, you're as a trader, your goal is to be a counterparty to other traders, and you're providing what's called liquidity. If somebody wants to sell their Bitcoin, you're there to buy some of it, and then when you're holding it, you're there to give it to someone who wants to buy it, and but you're always looking for the a favorable price on the things so that you make a little money by providing liquidity flows in and out of the market for people. So that's so I think really the more we get more average day people running AI bots in these markets, eventually, the ability to make so much money off of it is probably going to reduce. Um, so what we'll see is markets will go flat. You'll have stable prices on these things, and there won't be so much volatility. So anyway, I mean, this is kind of like mining Bitcoin. In the early days, you could do it with a simple laptop, and and you could win like 50 Bitcoins in a 10-minute period if you happen to be lucky. But time marches on and competition ensues, and now you have all these other things. Anyway, I wanted to get on and tell you guys about Replit. I think it's an exciting thing. They've got a free mode. You can try it out, and then you could do some of the hosting with it, or if you want. One of the things I didn't show you is and I'm going to look at it first before I show you, because I don't want to, I don't want to give somebody access to my. Let's see. How do I get in there? Project Eclipse. There we go. Oh, I didn't show you the tools down here. So down in risk management, there were some tools down here, and this was hidden down. So I'll pop it up, expand it a little bit, and all right. Let me take this off the screen. I want to see what the secrets look like. Okay, it blocks them out. Good. I can show you. So secrets are available to anybody who has access to this workspace. The only way to prevent access to these is to restrict edit access to this REPL. For more information, visit our documentation. So if you're doing teams, you might want to really protect this stuff. But so like in here, I've got my Kraken API keys. And so this is really trusting Replit a lot. But it starts up, it creates databases. This is a Postgres host, Postgres database. And it has usernames or passwords that it has to come up with to protect the application as it builds it. And this is where they're stored. In this way, if you make your application available for, what do you call it, on a repository or something, those secrets don't end up in your code that goes out and that everybody has. So that's it. Let's see. Once again, I will talk about. I'll kind of promote some of my own stuff here. Digital communications research. Used to be, incorporated and all that, but now, it's just, it never really was the need for it. um, but if you'd like to contact me, let's see if this has anything. There is no contact us on this page. Ah, how funny. Well, my phone number is 262 806 8031. And, I got that information over here. I'm on Telegram as Remedy Joe. And I have a chat room for this group called Remedy Report. Past issues of this show that were of note can be found here at remedycoin.com/remedy report. And I also do work with Tuning Forks on as a therapy for your body. And it's pretty cool stuff. You can see lots of sessions I did there. The Henry Kissinger one is kind of funny. I started working on his biofield, without him knowing about it. If you want to send anything to my traveling mailbox, there's the address. Remember, your worth supersedes the world economy. This show is a production of forgivenesscapital.com. And we assert your infinite worth in the marketplace of ideas. This is worth mentioning. Nicotinic acid helps to flush toxins out of your brain cells, strengthening the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain PGP barrier. P-glycoprotein. It's another acronym that PGP stands for. Besides pretty good privacy. P-glycoprotein. It's a pump. And in the cells, and it pumps stuff out. So there you go. Well, that's about all for today. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you